Bitcoin treasury companies have been all the hype in 2025, and we've seen MicroStrategy really stand out. MicroStrategy is by far the largest crypto treasury company, by far. They have over 600,000 Bitcoin in their portfolio, worth around $70 billion or so. And so now I think we're going to start to see a shift, because every single market cycle we see Bitcoin rally first, then Ethereum, then large caps, and then altcoin season. So I think we're going to see a lot of new Solana treasury companies, because when you have a treasury company, like a publicly traded stock that strictly invests in a crypto, it allows companies to invest in that crypto without having to worry about custody. It allows people to invest with their 401k or retirement account, and then they're able to have all those tax benefits. So I think we're going to see Solana be the next big trend in crypto treasury companies. So I invested in the stock symbol UPXI because they are the largest Solana treasury company out there. They currently hold right around 1.9 million Solana, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and they've been able to do this very quickly. They've gone from just announcing that they were having this new holding company. They announced this back in, I believe it was January. So January 23rd, they announced that they were establishing a digital currency holding company to invest and capitalize on crypto. They announced it on January 23rd. And since then, they've gone from 0 to 1.9 million Solana held in a very, very short period of time. So as a result of this, I am extremely excited about what they are going to do moving forward. And they've already been able to increase in value by 60% in the last 30 days alone. 30 days ago, they were right around $2.98 per share, and now they're over $4.60 per share. So they've been doing really big things, and they have a lot of exciting things coming up as well. So if we look at what this stock and what this company has done, UPXI back on January 23rd, they announced that they were, having this new holding company. Then we saw that they had announced the closing of a $100 million private placement on April 24th. They had announced a private placement offering for the purchase and sale of 35.9 million shares of common stock and 7.9 million pre-funded warrants at a price of $2.28 per share, and they were able to raise right around $100 million. Then after April 24th, they went right to work, and by April 29th, they purchased 45,733 Solana tokens, and that was at the time worth around $6.7 million. So they started to deploy that $100 million they had raised. Then after that, so that was on April 29th, May 6th, they purchased another 201,500 Solana tokens for $30 million. And they started to stake all of their Solana. So they're expecting to not only buy more and more Solana, become a Solana treasury company, but also they're expecting to receive approximately $2.4 million in annual staking revenue at the current price, just with what they had bought up to this point. Still, back in May, they still had $60 million in cash to deploy. Then we saw that they had bought discounted locked Solana, and they surpassed $100 million of Solana, and they became the largest publicly traded Solana treasury company back in May. So they bought, another 326,000 Solana. Again, they've just been continuously growing and growing, and then at that point, they'd already seen an over $18 million gain for their shareholders at that point. Then again, in July, they announced $500 million equity line agreement with AGP to accelerate the growth of their Solana treasury. So not only were they the largest Solana treasury company just, last week, but they announced a $500 million equity line agreement, and this was going to allow them to expand and grow even faster. UPXI's chief executive officer stated the equity line gives them additional means and flexibility to raise capital and increase its Solana position. The equity line was negotiated with zero fees and particularly friendly terms and represents an attractive cost of capital. UPXI now has a multitude of tools to raise capital in the most effective and manner to build on its growing Solana treasury. So we've seen that just from 7 months ago, like January of this year, to now, they've gone from 0 Solana, no Solana treasury company at all to now having over 1.9 million Solana. So they're growing very quickly. And the thing that I like about this the most, and what I have in my portfolio, is that I like investing in stocks like this, because in my retirement account, I don't talk about it a lot on the channel, but I have a ton of Bitcoin in my retirement account. And it's not like I own Bitcoin directly, but I have Bitcoin treasury companies. And so these have increased in value tremendously over the last few years. And I think UPXI can do the exact same thing. It's up 60% in the last month. And I think with it, holding that spot as the largest Solana treasury company out there, I think it's going to continue to grow. As we see Solana's price increase in value, it's going to, in turn, increase UPXI's value. I think we're going to see more investors, like retail investors, buy this, but also institutional investors, because a lot of companies don't want to buy crypto directly. They don't want to have to worry about storing it. They don't have to worry about hacks. They don't want to have to worry about any of that. So by buying a publicly traded stock like UPXI, they can get exposure to Solana and not have to deal with any of the headaches of custody. So I think we're going to see UPXI be one of the top performing stocks for the remainder of 2025 and into 2026. So it's definitely a company you should be keeping out on your radar, because they are doing some pretty big things and they're growing very, very quickly. So much like MicroStrategy is the largest Bitcoin treasury company, I think we're going to see UPXI also hold that position, which it already has, of the largest Solana treasury company out there. I think we're going to see their overall market cap, their overall price reflect that, because right now they have a market cap of around $250 million, but that is nowhere near its potential, especially with what we're seeing with MicroStrategy and what they're doing with Bitcoin. I think UPXI could be the same thing, but for Solana.